Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. Thank you for joining me today. This is going to be an part of my ongoing series searching for the best fixed small fixed blade or in pocket carry that you can get. These are all American made small in pocket carries, and I've tried to get a variety of them. I have listened to you, the people who watch this. You've suggested several of these, are because you guys suggested them. And they're also things that I personally wanted to get. And I've been going down this road, and these are my intermediate thoughts. I'm still looking. I'm going to wrap up this series at the end of the year. Maybe not. Maybe it'll go on forever. Who knows? But right now, as of August 2024. These are my thoughts on what the best small fixed blades are. I'm going to go through these guys and talk about their sheaths, and then I'm going to rank them at the very end. I'm going to talk about their sheaths, talk about their blade geometry, talk about their ergodynamics, and then at the end I'll go ahead and try to rank them as best as I can. Okay. First off, sheaths. This is an Armitage sheath, so it can't really compare to it. But this is an LT Wright daily carry. I had this one custom made, which has upped the value of this knife significantly. So sometimes a fixed blade knife is really great. However, the sheath that it comes in isn't so great, and you need to spend extra money to get one made for you or to change it up. The daily carry, however, is one of my favorite in pocket carries, and getting this upgraded sheath has made it so much better. I've made this an in pocket carry by adding an ulti clip to it. I really like this a lot. I really like the scallop, the taco with a thumb push here. It just makes it really practical, easy to use. Okay. I can tell you right now that this is probably my second favorite sheath on the table. Dangly sheaths for a small fixed blade are good for camping. This is the Bush Baby from LT Wright again. High carbon steel. I do like this knife a lot. It is great for bushcraft. It's probably not going to make the top of this list, but it was only $95, which is, I think, a bargain for this knife. And I do like it a lot. I just don't think for the general purposes of the best small fixed blade, it's going to be high up there. And a dangly like this, obviously, I'm not going to be wearing a dangly around everywhere. So this rating is for general use, right? This sheath automatically makes it, unless I were to get a custom made sheath, this sheath automatically makes it only good for camping. Other than that, that's fine. Frontier Trapper. This guy is really small. I can actually take this whole thing and put it in my pocket. That being said, it's not an in-pocket carry necessarily. This blade is very small, and I actually let my daughters use this to practice their bushcraft skills. I like the mountain scales. This was a custom. I think it was $110, A2 knife steel. This kind of sheath is fine. I like this a lot. But again, I'm in general, I'll carry it in the backyard while I'm doing craft or while I'm doing yard work, and I might use it on a work site. But I'm not going to be carrying this around to the grocery store. Another taco sheath with a thumb clip, with a thumb scallop. I really like this guy a lot, and this came with the knife. This is very good knife company, Tradition Junior, company that was recommended to me, and so far I like a lot. This is 80 CV. So I have some things to say about this steel and this knife shape and everything else. I'm going to save it for later. But this was really cool that it came like this and was included in the price. Really awesome. And ulti clip here. Speaking of prices, at the end here, I will talk about prices. And then we have the White River Knives M1 Backpacker Pro. This is S90V. They make a lot of different steels for this. Came with a Kyvex sheath. It's a sandwich style, so it doesn't have the thumb clip. And it came with a holder for appendix carry and for belt carry. I put an ulti clip on it. I like it a lot. I wish that this opening was wider. That would make it easier to get back in. I'll say more about this knife. I really do like this knife. Sheath is good, not great. But I like that it's Kydex, and I like that I was able to make it an in-pocket carry. So that is very cool. The Mako. Probably the best sheath here, and that's because it's leather. It's really nice. It does take up a little bit more room in the pocket. It comes with a built-in ulti clip here, just really classy, and it goes in there and stays. Now, it doesn't stay as well as being able to clip into Kydex, but it feels and looks really nice, and I just like how he made these in general. It's just really, really, really nice sheath. Next, we're going to talk about the Seven Forge, number 7. And I actually didn't like the sheath so much. So I have the original sheath that I used a LT Wright sheath for this guy. You know, my memory's going. Maybe I didn't even come with a sheath. I ended up using the sheath that originally came with the Frontier Trapper, which is just way too big for this. So I'm using it for this number 7 here. So I have a lot to say about this knife as well. Definitely a looker. Definitely fits all the categories, but I have some things to say about it. And then finally, we have the Bushcrafter Ultralight from Bark Rivers. This, I in general do not like the Bark River type sheaths. They usually look like this, right? And they just look unisex. This is so that you can put it left-handed or right-handed, right? This one at least is definitely right-handed. And is better than the general Bark River sheath. In general, Bark River sheaths suck. But this one is okay. And in general, what I do is I just take this and I put the whole thing in my pocket or cargo pants to carry it around. Yeah. All right. So that's the sheaths, okay? So if we're ranking the sheaths from, best to worst, I'd say, getting your own custom one made is number 1. Finding a company like Very Good Knife Company that actually makes a proper sheath, awesome. Also, ditto for Creeley blades, right? Mako, awesome, right? And after that, it's kind of hit or miss unless you're going to get one that's made for you. Let's talk about blade shapes. So all these knives are less than 3¼ inches. I think most of them are less than 3 inches, honestly, or 3 inches, about 3 inches, right? Having a drop point blade like this is nice because you can have some nice belly here. Now, this is a very well-rounded shape up here, but it's fine. AEBL is a great stainless steel, and I like it a lot. The daily carry, this blade shape is very utilitarian, and overall it's good for poking, good for drawing, and you can really get down onto a surface and make some really good, little cuts, as well as do some nice carpentry with this knife. I appreciate it. This saber grind. I like a saber grind just fine. And AABL, like I said, is great. This Bush Baby, again, is kind of a leaf shape or drop point as well. Same thing as the other one, very straight here with a little bit of belly, sharpened spine. This guy, the Daily Carry, also has a sharpened spine. That's really good for throwing a good spark with flint. And this is a high saber grind going all the way up, totally flat. And because it's high carbon, it actually has been a forced patina has been put on it. I like that look, but whatever. This is a saber grind too, not a high saber grind, but you've got this front, this trapper type shape to it. I like this shape a lot. This is a 2 knife steel, which is a tool steel. This is fine. This is absolutely great, and it's a great starter knife. And also, like I said, I think it was $110. I think the base price on this though was actually like $90, but I got the mountain scales on it through the Red Wall on LT Wright's website. So that's pretty cool. These three here are all LT Wright knives, and I like them a lot. Very Good Knife Company, Tradition Junior 80 CV. This steel is not stainless and patinas very easily. Not a problem. Not a problem for me. Not with a knife like this. This is a hollow grind. Very nice hollow grind with a nice amount of belly here. And, it is definitely showing its wear and tear. This is one of the newest knives I have up here. But because of the steel, it's taking marks much faster than anything else. It shaves really, really nice. I mean, so thin behind the edge. It's a really good blade shape. I really like the grind on it. The steel is very easy to sharpen, but it does take a patina, so I don't mind that. 90 CV, favorite pocket folding steel, but on a little fixed blade. I was really curious about this. I actually really like it. And the blade shape is really cool, and I like it. And it has this choke up point built in here with this chimping on top. I'm going to talk about the ergos later, but this actually really works. And because it's coated like this, it protects the S90V really well. So yeah, I don't have any problem with that at all. MagnaCut, you can't go wrong with MagnaCut. I have a lot of MagnaCut. This is the only MagnaCut in my in this on this video, which is really strange to me, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I like this shape a lot. I wish there was more of a sharpening choil here or a little notch right there. Makes it hard to sharpen right up to the edge, but a drop point blade, saber grind. MagnaCut is a great steel. I like it a lot for its versatility. This is ADCV as well. Now, I've been afraid to use it because this one patina's so fast, and this one's also gotten some marks pretty fast. This is a really nice blade. Spalted koa, very nice copper and brass little inlays here, blue inlay pins here, blue liners, beautiful knife. I feel like they should have used a knife. They should have used a steel that was more stain resistant, because I'm really afraid of getting a lot of patina on this, because this knife is such a stunner and such a looker. I'm afraid to use it and get the blade too much patina on it, if that makes sense. Maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe I'm just being ridiculous, but you know, I think the steel has to match the purpose of the knife, and the purpose of this knife for me is not to be a looker, it's to be a worker. Maybe that's my own fault for buying it, but hey, that's what I'm looking for, is a small knife like that, right? And then the ultralight bushcrafter from Bark River Knives, S45BN. Again, one of my favorite folding knife steels, but in this ultralight bushcrafter version, which is a convex Scandi grind, or a Scandi grind, but with a micro convex on it. Ooh, this thing works so well. Really love this blade shape. I mean, this is a carpenter's mate. I can't say enough of how well this blade works, as far as in general, all around, from carpentry to kitchen to anything that bushcraft, anything you're going to do with this knife, it's going to work. So if we're going to rank the blade shapes and the steels, I gotta say I really like the MagnaCut. I really like AEBL for this purpose. In fact, I think it might be the best steel for a small fixed blade out there. And I really like ADCV when it's made for a purpose-built utilitarian knife, because it's really easy to sharpen in the field. High carbon steel, I have no problem with that. A2, this tool steel, I've had no problem with this either. This is really good, and it patinas less than I thought it was. It does patina some, but it's super easy to sharpen. This guy stayed sharp forever. Great, great shape. Love this shape. I wish it was just a little bit better. This shape of this blade is not very practical. Maybe this is just a showpiece, and it shouldn't be a part of this review at all. Love this shape. Love this drop point. Love this grind. Love this steel. So there you go, okay? Next, we're going to talk about the ergos. The ergos on a bush on the ultralight Bark River, absolutely phenomenal. Like, Bark River knows their ergos. It fits really well. It locks in there. It'll stay there, even on a finish that is polished. It's not going to go anywhere. I like it a lot. This knife is great all around. Ergos on this are absolutely great. I love the spalted koa. One of the reasons why I bought this. Love the looks of this knife. Not a practical general use knife though. Great practical use knife. Ergos are amazing. Counterintuitive because it looks really strange. Comes with a lot of different scale patterns and materials, but I love this knife. It works really well. Locks right in the hand. This little hump here just fits really well. Your pinky comes in here and locks back there. Absolutely great. Like it. This guy is counterintuitive as well. Your finger really locks in here. Your pointer finger locks in here, and it becomes an extension of your hand. It's almost like having a fingernail that is sharp. It is super, super great in that way. And also, this is a very light knife. Probably the lightest knife here for what you're getting. It's a backpacker knife. It's a knife that you can take anywhere, and you can clip onto the back of your backpack or your pants or whatever, or your gym shorts. Not going to weigh you down. It's going to be absolutely great. Again, I really like this knife. Very small for my big meat paws, but great for kids. I have carried it a lot, and I've done a lot of work with it. The ergos, like I said, it's one of the only second knife I have here that has a lanyard hole on here, and that's because my pinky can't sit on this knife, and so my pinky sits on the lanyard. Ergos on this are great. Feels like a hammer. Just very basic, easy. Don't like the ergos on this as much. It's not as thick as I wish it was. I wish it was just a little bit thicker. Then it would be easier to hold. Your hand doesn't quite lock in here, but overall, I still love this knife, and I love the fact that it comes with a Kydex taco sheath. So great value here. And then we have the A-Bale, the daily carry here. Very basic. Again, feels kind of like a hammer. I wish it was a little bit thicker in the hand, but all around, just great. And I love this micarta and how it feels. Gives it just a little bit of texture, and overall just awesome. So if I was going to rank these knives as far as like what I think are the best and the worst, and when I'm ranking these on as general use, like how much it's going to fit in the pocket, I'm going to take it. Why am I using a small fixed blade or an in-pocket carry rather than a folder? Because I don't want to worry about the lock failing on me. I want to do harder use stuff, but I don't want to carry a big batoning knife, right? So small bushcraft stuff, carpentry stuff, that's what I'm looking at here. So I think I'm going to order these this way. So, and I'm going to try to remember the prices as I go along. I will be wrong on these. My prices are going to be plus or minus 20 bucks at least. Okay, so I apologize if I get this wrong. This was an DLT exclusive. And I think the top three here are all in a tie. I should just say that. This doesn't go that low. This goes here, I think. All right. So, you know, the top 4 or 5 are actually really close together. But right now, I'm going to say, oh, it's so hard. Top 2 are really hard. I'm going to say, I'm really surprised that the Bark River comes so close to being to the top, honestly. I didn't think that they made... this works really well. I have a lot of Bark River, okay? But I didn't think that this knife would be in the top of this contest, and yet somehow it is. It is an amazing knife. This ultralight bushcrafter is awesome. It comes in a lot of different kinds of steels. You don't need it in S45. You can get, you know, 3V or other stuff. But the combination of the Scandi grind with the convex is just amazing. I like the way it feels in the hand, and it works really well. The only drawback to that one, like I said, is a little bit about the sheath, although it's better than the typical sheath that they do. But, you know, maybe I will get a custom sheath made like I did for my daily carry. You know, the custom Kydex sheath might be really sweet on that. Daily carry, love the sheath that I had made for it. It makes this knife so much more usable. I like the way this feels in the hand. Full 4-finger grip. The saber grind, the combination with the AEBL and the blade shape, just make this a general knife that is awesome. Absolutely awesome to have. Same thing goes with the Mako. The combination of the absolutely awesome sheath, which is, again, this leather one, the in-pocket carry one with the ulti-clip built into it. Ergos, magna cut, blade shape, high saber grind. Everything about this knife is just really nice and easy to use. I have a couple of friends who absolutely love borrowing this knife. Didn't think that this knife was going to be for me from White River Knives. Again, S90V. This is, I think they even still have some of these on DLT Trading and S90V, but they make them in all kinds of steel. And this is the M1 Backpacker Pro. For the price and including the sheath that it comes with, great. It doesn't have the thumb scallop, but still absolutely awesome. Very good knife company. 80CV. Hollow grind, super thin behind the edge, easy to use. Ergo's not quite as great, but great knife, easy to sharpen. Bush Baby, I love this knife, I really do. And even though it's in the last 3, I wouldn't part with it for the world. It costs $95, high carbon steel, super easy to sharpen. I like having this as a kind of a beater bushcrafter knife around the campsite. Absolutely awesome. Again, I love this knife because it's a little bit small for me, but great for the kids. And A2 is a great tool steel. I used this a lot in rebuilding a warehouse recently and rehabbing it, and it was great up on the scaffolding, pulling out this little guy. I could cut all kinds of crap with it, and it worked great. And it's not going anywhere because of this mountain scales either. That's not standard. I had that like semi-custom made. And last but not least is this guy. It's a looker, but as far as like practicality, not there. But I absolutely love it, and I think it looks awesome. But not there, right? All right, so let's do the prices. One of the reasons why, yeah, if I didn't say this already, this is the second time I'm making this video. The first time I accidentally erased it. I went through and I edited the crap out of that video. I wanted to export it. I accidentally deleted it. One of the things I deleted is I had gone through all the prices and looked them up, and I went through and I did it, and oh god, it took so long. Anyway, all right, let's do this again. Let's see if I remember. Um, I got this on a steep discount with a code and everything else. This is the model number 7. I believe it was $160 for the spalted koa and all this design work, and I think that is an incredible price. American made, absolutely awesome. LT Wright, all these are American made. LT Wright knife, this was 95, 110 because I got mountain scaling on it and liners, and I got this from the Red Wall, which is a special program on LT Wright. Really awesome program you should look into. I think it's only $20 a year, and you get access to a lot of cool knives. And then the Bush Baby, a great knife, $95. You can't beat that price. This very good knife company, I'm going to totally forget how much this cost, but it was a deal. I feel like it was 130. Very, very good deal for this, and with the sheath that it came with, and the steel and the hollow grind, I like it a lot. This guy here, the White River Backpacker Pro, I believe it was 120 for S90V, and a fairly decent sheath here. I mean, just all around, like I don't think you can beat that. And like I said, I think they're still available on DLT Trading Company. This is the Creeley Mako. There is a wait list for this, but the guy is dead. When he says he will get it to you in 6 months, it'll probably take 4 months, and you will get it. So go ahead and get one if you can. This is definitely worth it, especially with this awesome leather in-pocket carry sheath. This was probably the most expensive one here, though. Oh, I can't remember how much it was, but I want to say like 240. So pretty expensive. Made in Pennsylvania. LT Wright. This guy was around 200, I believe. This was a DLT exclusive, but they come up here and there. ABL. Actually really like that steel. LT Wright has made me appreciate the steel so much. It's really quite stainless, easy to work with. It doesn't chip or deform as far as I've found. Just it seems like a great steel. I'm surprised more people don't use ABL, honestly. And then finally, this S45VN. I need to use this more, but so far, this thing rocks, man. Ultralight Bushcrafter, I believe that they are also still available on DLT. So check them out if you can. But yeah, this is a carver, a bushcrafter, will process food, do everything you need it to. Just all around, I'm super impressed with this Bark River. Like you really hit it out of the park with this one. I absolutely love it. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Comments really help the channel. And if you could, or if you want to, get a chance to win a knife every month, all you got to do is become a Patreon subscriber where I have monthly giveaways. $3 a month. Follow the link down below. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.